With the 6th pick in the 2024 NBA draft, the Charlotte Hornets should select Reed Sheppard, Kentucky. If he's there. Like, again, who knows? Who knows? If you're new here, my name is Sam. I'm a Hornets fan, and I'm talking through every draft prospect that could be maybe possibly in play for the Hornets at 6. I've made 2 so far on Stephon Castle and Donovan Clingan. At this stage, now in episode 3 of this series, I am Clingan, Castle, and then maybe Reed Sheppard. We'll see how we feel at the end of this video. This is NBA.com's consensus mock draft, all right? Everyone has Star going 1, and then basically everybody else is kind of in play and mixing and matching with each other. So like I mentioned, done Castle, done Clingan. Now we're on Reed Sheppard. The question is, will he be there at 6? Well, maybe, maybe not, probably not. As one of the better shooters in the draft, will he fall? Everyone could use shooting. Hornets especially. The Wizards need guard help. Houston doesn't really, but again, anyone and everyone can use shooting, right? San Antonio certainly could use Sheppard. Detroit have a lot of guards. They don't really need Sheppard, and the Hornets could use Sheppard if I do say so myself. But let's talk about the squad and really who he would potentially be competing against, because there's a lot of stuff going on about like guys not wanting to go places that have point guards in place. Stephon Castle, I got news for you, bro. Like, you're not going to compete against starting NBA point guards. You're going to be competing against backup point guards. So when these workouts start firing off, right, as we get further along the process, please, these boys need to realize the state of this draft and the state of the NBA currently and how deep the guard play is across the league, especially, right? And so whether you're Sheppard, whether you're Castle, whether you're, I don't know, Ron Holland, whatever, like, please do not get picky with who you work out for. It's super weird and you're only hurting yourself. And because of that, I got the ick from Castle, you know what I'm saying? So I'm all in on Clingan, and then maybe Reed Sheppard, we'll see. Obviously things can change, guys can get better or worse over time, right? But just when you're looking at the situation that Sheppard would find himself going into, I think you're looking at him fighting for backup guard minutes, which are valuable minutes. I don't want to understate it because it's sorely needed for this team and then in the NBA in general, but definitely this team, given the injury issues we've seen the last few years. We don't know who Charles Lee's going to favor, right? But everybody healthy. LaMelo Ball's the starting point guard. You're going to have Brandon Miller at the 2 or the 3. I don't know, right? You can put Bridges at the 3 if he's back. You know, does Trey Mann become the starting shooting guard? So let's just take those names off of it. Some combination of LaMelo, Trey Mann, Brandon Miller. I think those are the 3 best guards, whatever, guys that can play guard. Those are the best on the team. The rest of the guys in the mix, you're talking Vasa Micic, right? You're talking Mari Bailey, maybe, right? You're talking Seth Curry, who's still under contract. You're talking Nick Smith Jr., right? You're talking Bryce McGowens, maybe Cody Martin. Definitely Cody Martin, assuming he's healthy, obviously. So if the Hornets draft Reed Sheppard or really any guard or any ball handler, just keep that in mind, right? Because if you're intimidated if you're not up for the task of taking minutes away from Vasa Micic, I don't want you on the team. I'm sorry. I don't want it. Don't need it, right? Reed Sheppard, I have no doubts that he can come in and contribute right away and also be a viable piece to the rotation for the next 4 to 9 years or whatever. Again, every team could use shooting, right? Reed Sheppard definitely brings that. This Hornets team was pretty bad from 3, 21st in the league in 3-point shooting, right? You're the best shooters on the team. You're talking, here, I'm gonna show you. Wait, I got this sorted by percentage, so ignore Ish, Leaky, and Book Night, right? Nick Smith Jr. is here, but he's on less than 3 attempts a game. Like, that's not really a real number, right? The real numbers start at 5. Like, Bertans is top of the list with a little more than 6 attempts a game at 37.5. Let's round up to 38% from 3. Like, that's fine. That's serviceable. That's his value. But like, really, like Bertans, you know what I mean? Like, if Bertans is your best shooter, that's how you end up at the bottom of the East, right? That's how that happens. But Brandon Miller had a great rookie year, right? Fantastic. I think he's only going to improve. No doubts about him. Grant Williams can bring it from 3. Trey Mann's a real shooter, right? Poku, Hayward's gone, Rozier gone. LaMelo, if he's healthy again, great. Bridges, if he comes back, maybe, right? If. The only things I feel good about are Brandon and Grant Williams and Trey Mann. Like, that's 3 guys. That's 2 guards, well, 1 guard and 1 combo guy and a forward. That's not enough. And Reed Sheppard on the catch and shoot makes a lot of sense in this setup for this grouping, right? Chilling in the corner. He was like over 50% in college. He won't shoot that percentage in the league. But if he gets anywhere close to that, anywhere near like these numbers, Bertans, Miller, Williams, if that's the bar, he looks like he can hit those marks as a contributor in the guard rotation. So I'm here for that. In my opinion, at least in the immediate part of his career, he's gonna have to be that secondary guard. I don't view him as a playmaker, which is a bummer given his size. Like he's a little bit on the smaller side, which is a little bit concerning for me. He has like some really great athleticism, so that can make up for it. But as a guard, I think you're looking at a shooting guard here, right, with Sheppard. Putting Sheppard on the floor with Micic, I think will cover up for his defense and awful shooting we've seen from him, right? The sub 30% from three is tragic, bro. Like, I can't have that. Vasa needs to pass it. But with Micic, the age is also something to factor in, right? He's not a part of the long-term plans here in Charlotte because he's past 30 years old. Early predictions for the starting lineup: LaMelo, Trey Mann, Brandon Miller to start the year. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see how the offseason goes. So you're looking at Micic, you're looking at Seth Curry, right? You're looking at McGowans and then Nick Smith Jr. as Reed's competition. And I think Sheppard's a better shooter than all of them. With all due respect to Seth Curry, we don't know really. He seems a little beyond his prime. In 8 games, like W vibes having a Curry in Charlotte's awesome, but like all of his shooting is well below his career averages. With Micic and Curry in their 30s, it's like the Hornets could use some youth and some offense. And to also just consider, like, he's a good defender. And a lot of the people I mentioned aren't. And so having him on the floor, him being Reed Sheppard, brings an element on the defensive end that doesn't really exist currently. I kind of talked about it with Castle being that point of attack defender. Sheppard looks like he can do that. Now, his size and length may be an issue when it comes to that. Like a downgrade when you're comparing Castle and Sheppard in that from a defensive point of view. But maybe cover it with Brandon Miller being that guy and having Sheppard as your off-ball defender, as an off-ball help defender, right? There's options with Sheppard that I think will make a lot of sense with the Hornets, knowing what we know. And truly, like, we don't know what kind of strides Nick Smith is going to take defensively, or McGowans, or Micic, or even Trey Mann. I think Sheppard has a chance to come in day one and be a better defender than all of them, right? And that's a hard thing to pass up. When draft day comes and if Sheppard is sitting there, I'll be sitting here in my chair live on stream, hoping and praying the Hornets select him 6th overall. I'll be gassed for that. At this stage, my number one wish is Klingon, then Sheppard, then Castle. My next video is going to be on Dalton Knecht. All right, I'm excited to talk about him and his potential value in Charlotte, because at this stage, I think he would work here, and I think the Hornets should consider him at 6. But I'm gonna talk more about that in a future video. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss this video, and I'll be back with another Hornets draft suggestion, prediction, fit, and analysis. I don't know, whatever you want to call these. Another one of these types of videos. If you like these, stay tuned for that. So until then, stay safe. I've been Sam. You've been great. Peace.